Hello, everyone. Before we begin, I would like to share that I am not a medical doctor. I'm not a spiritual master or an expert of any kind. I'm just a country pumpkin sharing his theoretical perspective for entertainment purpose only. The topic for entertainment today is health, illness, and lessons. When we talk about illness, we can divide it into, let's say, roughly three categories to make it easier to understand. When we are born with our template, we have a certain illness. Let's say you have disabled. Um, there's another one, but I suddenly forgot his name. Down syndrome. There's a famous one from being vaxxed, but suddenly the name doesn't come up. It doesn't matter. The point is, we choose the environment, the scenario. When we born with certain illness, it doesn't have to be born. It can be midway through life. It doesn't have to be, but a lot of times involve contract with other people around. For example, you're born disabled, and that could happen with learning lesson with your parents, grandparents, or your caretakers. It's just not as simple as one person. The lessons involve several people within that group. The second category for the illness comes when could be any stage of life. And that also involve other people or just by itself, or you choose to suddenly change of events, you're trying to release more. It creates havoc on the physical body. And that does not have, well, not directly have anything to do with free will choice. Could be from other aspect of ourselves. But when we choose to release too much of those uh, issues out, it manifests into physical reality as all kind of ailments, problems. Then you have the third one from free will choice. The way we live, our lifestyle or attitude, you live in not expressing yourself, you repress all your emotion, not speaking up. And over a long time, those repressed emotions become cancer, ulcer, tumor, whatever, depend on the name, depend on where you store it in the body, in your DNA. With problem number one from birth or midway with number two, we can alleviate or help with the symptoms to make the process easier. Of course, we cannot eliminate it because that most of the time it could be intentional. So the release is continuous. If we try to intervene and stop all those release, we are just intervening. We are being a bottleneck instead of letting it process through the physicality, the emotion, the mental bodies. And we can use different methods, GANs technology, holistic medicine to help relieve the symptoms or help to expedite, to make it more endurable, less painful, and easier, expedite the process. The same with number three from free will choice, except when we remedy the problem or when we free will choice, we become savior. We just buy some time for that person. That person does not realize what they have done. That illness is actually a blessing in disguise. It's an opportunity for that person to realize and to change his or her way. Else, see you in 18 years. That is a feedback from the soul, letting that person know what they are doing is not in alignment with its sole purpose, with its mission in life. Yes, free will choice is limited. Yes, you can choose what you eat for breakfast, but when it comes to the pivotal point in your life, it has to align with your soul, or else there will be consequences. Life will not go as smooth as we think, what we want or we wish. When we work in alignment with the soul, when co-create with the soul, life is much more painless, more goes more smoothly. But the only when we're resisting, fighting every step of the way, then it's a living hell. Because our egoic self have a different concept of what they want to do in an experience that is not in line with the soul purpose. So with element number 3, illness from number 3, it's best for that person to realize, to become enlightened, or else they're going to stick into that victimizer game of not taking back responsibility, taking back power, and blame excuse game, and continue on until that cancer become third stage and beyond help. But when that person realize what is important in life, what is more meaningful in life, and what they have done to brought them to that point, with that realization, the illness suddenly just disappear, goes away, because we are not causing the problem anymore. We are giving the body the time, the opportunity to heal itself. We are not making the problem worse. So when we realize and understand the root cause of the problem and change our way, our attitude, our diet, everything, and slowly that tumor gets smaller and smaller until you can't see it anymore, or that cancer become non-existent without any extra help from GANs technology, holistic medicine, or a pill from heaven, because we manifested that thing with the free will choice, our attitude, our behavior, the way we interact and deal with everything. When we change our way of life, the way we look at perspective, the environment for that disease can no longer exist, and it has to disappear. It is as simple as that. With number 1, we can alleviate and help and assist, but because it's more complex involving a lot of people, we can't just make that ailment, the disease disappear, because it's involved life lessons from many people. As with the midway or along the way, the journey, that because the soul decides to release, if we're trying to stop it midway, it just create more problem later on, more blockage, instead of letting that express itself. And we just help push it out to make it go smoother, easier, gentler, more easy to deal with, to endure. And we can focus more on the other aspect of life to give it more meaningful life. Instead of just focusing on the, oh, poor me, what is happening to me, being a victim of life, victimizer game. With that understanding, even with the disease and ailments that we have, we can still live a meaningful life that satisfy us deeply at the soul level. And with that understanding, we can interact properly with people around us, giving them recommendations, suggestions, instead of stealing their opportunity to realize it for themselves and stop playing the savior complex game and trying to rescue people, because nothing is accidental. What we can do is just co-create and assist. And hold space and let people choose for themselves as a co-creator they are. And I wish you luck on this journey. Thank you.